One thing I'm noticing about my journey, November is going to be 3 years living van life, and I can't even believe how fast the time has gone. It's just been an ebb and flow of experiences. I love it when the birds fly in sync. And I think as I'm reflecting today, one of the most beautiful things that I have experienced for myself is being able to embrace all that I am. Embracing myself with non-judgment, and to be confident in all that I am physically, mentally, emotionally. And I'm also beginning to get into a space of not being so concerned about evolution and constantly living a life daily of how can I progress? How can I be better? How can I this? Because I feel like then you begin to lose the essence of the present moment, and knowing that in this moment you are perfect. You are perfect. Like every single darkness and every single shadow that you've experienced along with your light has served its purpose up until this moment. And I know, sometimes when we're living this life and we live very intentional, especially in our journeys, we're constantly looking for the next thing. How can I improve? How can I be a better version? But then we lose sight on just appreciating all that we are in this moment, and a lot of my journey has been about that, just living in the present moment. Like what is to be will be. I don't have control over certain circumstances when it comes to my experience and what goes on. But I'm not going to allow that to not allow me to live this life in my fullness and all that I've, become. And how disrespectful of your journey could that be when you can't even appreciate all that you are now in this moment without having to look for the better version all the time, and and just in self-acceptance and myself. I've just let a lot of things go. I don't wear the fucking fake nails anymore. I let my toes, let me show you. I don't color my toes anymore with nail polish. I wear my regular nails. I let my hair do what it wants to do now, like no wigs and, no makeup. And I have my moments. There's times where I do want to get dressed up, and I do, look forward to getting myself adorned. But I also want to make sure that I'm balanced and not missing out on who I am in my authentic self, and that's just been something that I appreciate through a moment of introspection that I had, and it's beautiful. Like I see a lot of women walking around comfortably in all that they are, and I think with the so-called societal norms, there's this thing where women can't even appreciate themselves. They can't appreciate their bodies because of what they've considered to be beauty, or what they've considered to, what women have to be in order to be loved. Like, just love yourself. Fucking just love yourself. Whoever is for you, and don't even go searching for shit. This has like been my greatest lesson for myself. You don't have to fucking look forward towards anything. Just continue to love yourself in the present moment on a regular. Live very intentional with your life energetically above all things. And, in that, as we say, the more that we begin to our self-talk, our self-worth, the energetic energy that we take accountability for in our space, and, being disciplined in our daily routines for ourselves. Is this healthy for me? Am I making conscious choices? Balancing it out. I mean, for me, I still love, I love having a drink. I've let go of everything else that I used to do, but drinking I'm still going to do. I'm not going to do it on a regular because I've learned how to balance and regulate myself, but just sometimes we do too much on wanting to be so-called evolved and spiritual and being a better version of ourselves. Just be. Isn't that the motto? Like, just be, just fucking be. So yeah, these 3 years, again in November, it'll be 3 years. These 3 years of living van life, I've just learned so much about myself and the quality of life that I desire, and the stripping away of the things that don't serve, my highest good. And, it's been a beautiful reflection of, where I was, where I'm currently at, and how I see, my future self. I'm not in a space of grinding and hustling to make sure that my future self is what I've visualized. Now it's just living from my heart space and, making sure my nervous system and my vagus nerve is regulated and taking accountability for that and aligning myself and listening to myself and feeling through myself. That's just where I choose to be. And then with that, everything else just aligns and shows up in your experience. You're watched over, the synchronicities show up, like you turn on a street looking for a parking and somebody naturally is just coming out. Like everything just, that's just an example, but everything just flows. And I've enjoyed that space. I've kind of also, I guess, done experiments like energetically to see myself in a certain space of where I'm aligning. And then once I do that, then I'm like, oh, okay, I see that. Everything is taking its course, and, I'm where I'm supposed to be in this present moment. And I'm in gratitude for that. So, all right, peace.